My ex-girlfriend cheated on me with my ex-best friend, and they won't stop harassing me. Hi everyone, I just need some advice about my ex-girlfriend and my ex-best friend. It's been 3 weeks since I caught them. I broke up with her and am trying to move on. However, they won't stop trying to reach me. I don't care if they're sorry, I just want them to stop. I, 32 male, met my ex, 28 female, in 2022. Everything was smooth sailing between us. However, last year I started working for a logistics company as a security guard for their warehouse, mostly on night shifts. It was then that things started getting problematic. My ex-girlfriend at the time lived in an unsafe part of the city, and some nights she returned to her place late after work. I used to drive her home after her night shifts, but not since I started my new job. I sometimes would text our mutual friend Kay, 31 male, my best friend, and ask him to drop her off after her night shifts, which were not that often anyway. In retrospect, I realized that this was really the dumbest thing I could have done. I basically cleared grounds for them to have an affair. 2 weeks ago, during my night shift, I called her to check if she reached home safely, but she didn't answer. I called her several times throughout my shift, yet she didn't pick up. Then I called Kay to know if he'd seen her or not, but he didn't pick up either. His not picking up was odd. I knew he was between jobs and he was generally glued to his phone while watching YouTube and chatting on Discord. I was panicking at this point and all these gruesome scenes were playing in my mind. So I called the other guard on my shift, explained my situation. He's an awesome guy and he told me to pop by her place and he'd cover my shift. So I rushed by her place. I knocked on the door, but no one answered the door, so I opened it with her spare key. There they were in the bedroom together. I won't go into details. It was the grossest thing ever. I lost it. I kicked Kay out of the house. My girlfriend tried to stop me. She said, while crying, that I had let her down, that I chose my job over her, how she was alone and scared and Kay was there for her, and I wasn't. I told her I wasn't going to fall for that crap and I was done. Both of them haven't stopped calling and texting me ever since. They get new numbers every time I block their old numbers. I'm sick of this, so much so that I want to send them a cease and desist. Advice? Edit. Yesterday, Kay visited the warehouse where I work. He said he regretted it. Kay tried to blame it on the alcohol. If my co-workers hadn't been there to take him away from me, I would have beaten him. I know he won't give up. He'll try his luck again. Update. I believe I owe an update. After I caught my ex and ex-best friend together, things sucked. For a while, they wouldn't leave me alone, constantly calling and texting, even after I blocked their numbers. I was considering sending them a cease and desist, but I decided just to keep ignoring them. Well, turns out they made it Facebook official about a month after everything went down. I guess they thought they were going to be the next great love story or something. They were going strong for 4 months, but karma has a funny way of catching up. Last month, I found out they broke up. Apparently, she's pregnant with his child, and that was the breaking point for him. He's been adamantly child-free for as long as I've known him. Classic case of things not working out when reality sets in. Before I was aware of the whole ordeal, back in last week, my ex tried sliding into my DMs. She was saying hi with a cute gif. I blocked her and thought nothing of it, but now it makes sense. They must have already broken up by that time, so she was fishing around for a plan B baby daddy. Was that what it was? Guess I'll never know. He's still unemployed, and soon she won't be able to work as much due to the pregnancy. Not my problem, though. I'm moving on with my life. I've started dipping my toes back into the dating pool, and it's been refreshing. I'm not letting this experience make me bitter, but I'm definitely more cautious now. Any tips for a bro starting out again in his early 30s? Is it too late for me? Story 2. My cheating, soon-to-be ex-wife confuses the hell out of me. So I'm seriously confused. I've been reading a lot on these forums over the last few days, but I'm still kind of dazed. I discovered my soon-to-be ex-wife cheating about 7 months ago. I went through all the heartache, the denial, the pain, the pick-me attempts. I was seriously depressed for a long while. I never confronted her, but I was a total mess. She must have known I knew. She just didn't care, I guess, or at least I assume that. About 2 to 3 months ago, I was just done with it all. Done with her, done with the marriage. I just didn't care anymore. I completely checked out of the relationship and started preparing for divorce and my new life to come. I avoided my wife as much as possible. I tried to stay out of the house when she was home. I would not engage in conversation, and when she asked me a question, I would only answer yes, no, or maybe, or I don't know. I even left the divorce lawyer's bill out in the open. She must have known I was checked out and preparing for divorce. Kids even asked me about it. Even they could see what was going on. I even did the "we both love you" speech. It's not your fault. Sometimes grown-ups can't be together anymore, etc. My wife was actually in the room and must have heard me talk to the kids. She didn't comment or object. I took her silence as consent. Anyways, a few days ago, I met a girl I used to know in school before I ever met my wife. We always had this tension between us, some kind of chemistry. We would always flirt and be touchy, but we never actually did anything about it. Let's call her Monica, because I think she looks like Monica Bellucci. Monica and her family moved away before I found the guts to actually do anything about it. I regretted that for a long time, but I was young, shy, and stupid. I haven't been thinking about Monica for a long time, actually. I haven't seen her for years, but as soon as we met, the tension between us was palpable, even more than I remember, and communication was effortless. She actually asked me out. I explained the situation to her with my soon-to-be ex-wife. I told her I wanted to be officially separated before I started dating. I wasn't gonna cheat. Monica respected that. She gave me her number and told me to give her a call as soon as I was done doing what I had to do. She told me she never married and she was really excited to get to know me again. I was even more excited. The encounter motivated me to finally confront my wife and officially get separation and divorce going. I was really happy when I went home and sat down waiting for my wife. I was actually grinning like a lunatic when I asked her to sit down and told her that we had to talk. I told her I've known about her cheating for a long time. I told her I assumed that she knew I knew, especially since I checked out of our relationship for the last 3-ish months. She didn't seem to mind that I no longer cared. So, I told her I want to start dating and get on with my life. I concluded my speech with, "All taken into consideration, it's time for us to get divorced. Don't you agree?" Her reaction was totally not what I expected. She started crying, not just regular crying either. Like a desperate, soul-breaking noise. I've never heard anything like it. She was blabbering excuses, asking for second chances, that the affair didn't mean anything. We could fix this if we try counseling, etc. I was a bit shocked. I thought she'd be happy. I told her she could go and be with this guy without guilt. He's obviously more important to her than her family. If he wasn't, why go with him in the first place? She must have known this would destroy us. She can't possibly be that stupid, can she? I told her if she believed we needed to fix our family or our marriage, the time to do that would have been 7 months ago before she had the affair. Now it's too late. It's broken beyond repair. I didn't think we had any problems in our marriage. She didn't talk to me, and I'm not a mind reader, so whatever it was, I had no way of fixing it. Since she started this affair with the other guy, she obviously thought something was wrong or missing. Something that was so wrong that it couldn't be solved by talking to me. Something had to be so lacking or so wrong that she was okay with having our children grow up in a broken home from there on in. If not, why do it? I clearly and calmly explained that there is no way for her to unfuck this guy for the last 7 months, and there is no way to undo the pain and suffering she caused me. The pain she caused that made me arrive at this point of basically being indifferent, or actually kind of hate her guts. I'm simply being civil for the sake of being able to co-parent our children in the future. I told her I didn't believe she ever cared about me. No person that cared even a little for someone else would put them through this kind of pain. They would not betray them in such a way that she had done. Her telling me that she loves me has no meaning or credibility because her actions conclusively prove otherwise. She became completely incoherent at this point. I could not make heads or tails of anything she said. It's just a jumbled mess. In the end, I had to call her sister because, honestly, I wasn't going to take care of her. Her sister showed up, and after I explained what was going on, she took her away. I felt tremendous relief when they were gone, like I could finally breathe for the first time in 7 months. I don't know what I'm looking for here. She must have known this was going to happen. She must have wanted it. She can't possibly be that stupid that she thinks this behavior, these choices she made, would result in anything other than divorce and a broken family. She's beautiful, she's smart, our marriage was great up until she started her affair. I've accepted that life changes. I've moved past it. Now she's pretending like she loves me, that she wants us to remain married and a family. What could possibly be her motivation to have this major drama at this point? What could she gain? I mean, she couldn't possibly expect us to try to reconcile at this point, could she? It must be some kind of ploy. I just can't figure out what the fuck it is. I have lots of evidence of her cheating. I live in a European country, and this would mean no alimony or anything for her. Could that be it? Is she afraid I will out her? Could that be it? She wants me to feel sympathy so I don't tell people about what she did. Her AP is married, so maybe she's scared I'll tell his wife. I just can't get my head around it. Anyway, I just had to get this out of my head. I was hoping it would make more sense typed out, but no, I'm just as confused now as when I started this rant. Oh, reality hit her like a train, OP. Your decision to confront her and file for divorce must have been a shock she never saw coming. That's why she's now a mess of tears and desperation. She's realizing that the fun of the affair has led to real consequences, and now she's scrambling to save face and control the narrative. Don't relent. She's crying now because she knows she's losing the stability and security you provided. The affair didn't mean anything. That's just her trying to minimize the damage and guilt. But the truth is, she cheated repeatedly and without regard for you or your family. Given the chance, she could easily slip back into old habits. You've already made strides by preparing your new life, so keep moving forward. Consider blowing up her AP's world. He didn't care about yours. And yes, it's crucial to stay firm on the divorce path. File the paperwork. Have all communications go through your lawyer and make it clear that the only interactions you'll have are about the kids. She's likely trying to manipulate you into staying or not exposing her. But don't fall for it. She's probably terrified of losing everything, including her image and the possibility of financial support. Good luck, OP. Stay strong and focus on a brighter future without this betrayal weighing you down.